Well, hello everybody. Hello and welcome to TPG's World. It is May 22nd, 2022. I call it 2022 as my students call it. Now it's 2022. I hope that this video finds you doing okay. I'm driving home from Walmart currently. We were at our cast party for the Marvelous Wonderettes, which went amazingly well. I'll show you guys later the gift I received from that. But I wanted to talk about a few things first. I'm going to go the long way. Actually, I'm just going the regular way. I just wanted to talk about a lot of things. My heart is so broken. My soul is so broken. Losing Charlie was one of the biggest and hardest things I've ever had to endure in my life. I loved that dog like my own child, and like I still have that guilt, and I know many of you are saying I shouldn't feel that way, but like I killed him. You know, I feel like I should have took him home and let him die at home, and you know, with his family, so he could have got to say goodbye to his sister and to his other friends, to his cat that he loved like his own child, rather than him die in a cold vet's, in a vet's office. But at least I was there with him. So many people drop their dogs off and they put him down and they don't get a chance to be with him. I'm glad I was with him. I miss him. I miss him so much, guys. It has driven me absolutely bonkers. Every time I get in my car, I miss the hell out of him. This has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with. I know you guys probably hear a lot of static. That's because I have my windows down. It's a very hot night. And as you guys remember, I don't have an air conditioner anymore in my car. So I'll try to talk loud. But my soul is broken. My heart is broken. It's like I'm walking around in a daze. I can't find any happiness right now in my life. You know, just when I thought I was getting a little bit better, he ended up dying. And it was the biggest, hardest thing that I have ever had to endure so far. Losing my parents was hard. But like you expect your parents to go eventually, you know. I didn't expect my brother to go, but it was hard. It was definitely a different feeling in my life. But I had something happen. I don't know how many of y'all saw my Facebook, but you guys know my dad had an emotional support dog as well named Barkley. And Barkley is an old golden retriever. And he's just beautiful and sweet and kind. And my neighbor had taken on Barkley to live with him after my father passed away because my brother abused Barkley. And so Barkley went to live with after my sister got Barkley away from my brother, who was terribly abusing him. Barkley went to live with my neighbor, who takes very, very, very good care of him. However, my neighbor's going through something really, really tragic. Not tragic, like he's going through something that he needs a lot of prayer for and a lot of encouragement. So if you guys would just say a prayer for him, let him know that let God know to help him heal and what's bothering him and where he's going. He had to leave for a little while and go out of town for anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month or so. So I am watching Barkley, which is awesome because Barkley's so precious and he's got the same gentle spirit as Charlie. So it's really nice to have Barkley there. However, Barkley has really bad hips, so it's hard for him to get up and down my stairs. And Barkley's really old, and so I'm like, please God, do not let Barkley die while I'm with him, because I don't think mentally I can take another death. Barkley is like my link to my father, because they were like inseparable. Barkley was to my dad what Charlie is to me. Like, Barkley was my dad's heart, his soul, his world. And I have 5 dogs, and you guys know I love my dogs. I love all of them. But Charlie and I just had a bond that was unbelievable. He was my emotional support dog. Gypsy, his sister, she's the one with kidney failure, and I'm having to give her dialysis and pills every day, twice a day. They cost $80, but I'm trying everything I can to keep her alive. And I think I was trying so hard to keep her alive that I overlooked the signs of Charlie being ill as well. So Barkley's in really good health. I mean, except for his hip, he's older, so he seems to be in really good health. The vet says he is. So I'm praying that, he won't have to go to the vet and face that same thing, because with, me not being his owner and my neighbor is, I would have to consult my neighbor's mom, and we would have to discuss it and figure out what to do, because I'm not making that choice for somebody's dog who's not my dog. I'm just not doing that. But I do know that this dog is like just sweet, and I'm glad that he's with me for a little while, because I kind of need his sweetness and his love and his support. I made Charlie's old bed into his bed so that he had a place to sleep, because he likes to sleep in the bed, but I have a single bed, so he won't be able to get in my bed, and plus he can't jump. His hip is very bad, so he can't jump up. So I wasn't going to throw away Charlie's stuff. I was going to wash it and put it away, because as I told you guys before, Charlie tends to take my pillows and blankets and stuff and make him a bed, which was his bed, and he loved it. And so Charlie, I've had it there. I couldn't bear to throw it away. So I even took a nap there one day. I know that sounds crazy, guys. I'm sorry. Get something to drink. But I had to. And I may even lay there tonight with Barkley, because Barkley's really grieving his owner. He's really grieving being gone. You know, Barkley adjusts okay, but he's really missing my neighbor. You can just see it in his face. He's really sad. He's really hurting. He wants his owner back. He wants his life back. You know, he was with my dad for a long time. Then he went to live with my dad and my brother at my brother's house, where he was basically thrown outside, you know, and he was just treated horrible, to go on to live with somebody who loves him and cares about him and takes really good care of him. And then this is the second time that this person's had to go away, and Barkley's had to come stay with me. And you know, so I'm so lost and sad without Charlie. Like, I can't bear to talk about it or to think about it. It's like part of my soul. See, I'm doing it, guys. Part of my soul was ripped out of my heart, like so hard to come home and not see him. Or like when I would feel the way I feel right now, like he would be there for me and just hug me and hold me. And I'm so glad that one day last week I just took Charlie and put him in my bed with me and just covered him up and laid there and loved up on him for a little while. I'm so glad that I had that moment with him, because he's gone, and I still feel like I lost him, like I killed him, because I put him down. I know I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of that guilt. I know that it's a humane thing to do, and I know that they suffer, and I know that Charlie was in a lot of pain. I could see it in his face, but I was greedy. I just wanted him to stay longer, and I know that that's wrong of me to think that way, but that's how I felt. You know, I love that dog so much. So I'm praying, y'all pray for Barkley, that he'll be here and that he'll get better and he'll do good. I mean, he's on medication. I've been getting his medication. I ordered it for him, so he's going to keep taking his meds and doing good. And the stuff that he needs, I'm going to take and give it to him, because he's a wonderful, wonderful dog, and he needs all of his medication and things like that. But I found out, like, one of the medications that Barkley takes through the vet is like really expensive, and his owner's been paying a lot for it. And I found it on Chewy for like half the price. For a month's supply is like half of what he pays for a 30-day supply. So I found that. I'm in the process of finding another medicine that he takes cheaper. So all of that being said, I'm hoping to help save a little bit of money for him and for myself. I'm gonna take care of Barkley, as hard as I can, the best way I can, because he was my father's heart and soul. I sometimes imagine like my dad waiting every day at Rainbow Bridge to see if he crosses over every day. And when he doesn't see him, I see my dad going back, waiting with my mom, my brother, and then like going back every day and waiting on Barkley to cross Rainbow Bridge. And I know that when my dad was really happy to see, and my mom and my brother were probably really happy to see Charlie. I know they were there to greet Charlie, and I know that they took Charlie with them to live with them and to be with them and to look over them. I know that he was there and he crossed over Rainbow Bridge, and I know and I pray that my parents were there and my brother was there to walk Charlie across Rainbow Bridge. He adored my parents, and I don't even know where I'm at, guys. I don't think my meds are working right now. I think that they're really I'm all over the place. I think that they're just really doing a lot of not what they're supposed to be doing. I think the worst part of this too is that Wednesday I was supposed to see my therapist, and I mean, she got sick and wasn't there, and it bothers you because it's a whole nother week now before I see her, and it's just like, oh my God, this is horrible day, you know. And then like I called in sick to Target today, and I did because, and even I'm not supposed to, I did because my boss, she scheduled me to work today when she knew I had a cast party. She knew I had things to do, so she told me to call in sick. I said, what if I get fired? She said, you won't get fired. She said, well, just, you know, we might have to reprimand you or whatever. She's like, but you won't get fired. You don't do this all the time, you know, so don't worry about it. So I don't intend to call in sick again. I'm hoping to get myself the interviews for summer school start next week. I'm hoping to get those going. I'm hoping to get all of that going along. Excuse me, so that I can get on a little bit more even keel again, I guess. But I have to find the right medication because this new one I'm on, I have felt more and more and more depressed every single day. And losing Charlie, guys, was horrible. And the other thing with my medicine too is I always forget to take my afternoon dose. I get busy and I just totally forgot. Like, I'm at school and I have an alarm set on my phone and it'll go off and I'm outside, so I'm not access to my medicine. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'll go back inside. I'm like, oh dang! I don't like to take it at night because some of it keeps you awake all night, and I don't want that. So it's like whatever. And so I just, even though that's my ADD medicine or ADHD medicine, I don't feel like the depression one, the Wellbutrin, is working at all. I feel that it is just not a good medication for me. I need something else. It is so hard for me right now. I will never, I don't think I'll ever get to the bad level to do something bad because I value life too much, but I don't like feeling the way I feel. And just losing Charlie, and you know, I've lost my brother, I lost my mom, I lost my dad, I lost Charlie, and honestly, I lost my adopted siblings, but I lost them by choice because I chose to not be around them because of the way they are. But so I have a lot of loss in my life, and I haven't had a lot of good things happen. You know, I owed the IRS all that money because of that stupid mistake through my school. You know, I basically almost went broke. You know, I had to take out a loan to save Charlie, to try to save Charlie. I've just really been in a bad place, and it's just really mentally messed me up. So I know I'm going to get out of this rut, and I know that I'm going to find the light at the end of the tunnel. Mental health is a no joke, people, and my roommate is constantly like, oh, it's just in your mind, you know, you'll be fine, you know, you're just lazy. And you know, I was talking today about how sometimes my neighbor has depression really bad, and he's, you know, just really, really suffering like I am. And that's part of the reason that I have Barkley. And it was my neighbor was like, my roommate was like, oh, he's just lazy. He don't want to do nothing, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're just lazy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if you don't suffer from mental illness, you don't understand how sometimes it is so hard to get out of bed in the morning. I don't want to get out of bed most mornings. I know that I have to take care of those kids and to work my job. And you know, I talked to my principal on Friday, and I'm going to tell you something. She did bring up a point. The best place I could have been Wednesday morning when Charlie died, I debated, do I call in sick and stay in bed all day, or do I go to school? When I got to school, guys, and those kids gave me those letters that I showed you guys, those cards and those letters, that was something I needed. And at that moment, God put me right where I wanted to be. And I believe that with all my heart, and I believe that we're about to come up right here on the side. I want to show you guys. This is the cemetery that my parents are buried in. I want to show you guys. I want to try to drive up to it and drive through it for a second. Not the cemetery. We're not going in the cemetery, but we're going to drive by it. But I believe that God put me in the right spot where I wanted to be, where I needed to be. And I believe that the Lord knew that I needed. Here's the cemetery that they're buried in. I knew that the Lord wanted me to be in the right spot at the right time. And so I was there. Here's the cemetery there, guys, where my parents is buried. If you look over there, you'll see my parents are buried and my brother's buried there. It's hard for me to go there, but they're buried back there. I can see them back there. It's very hard for me to go to their grave. It's very just hard for me. Death is a hard thing for me, and I've had so much of it in my life lately, and I don't know how to deal with it. I also have a meeting at the theater with the president and vice president of the Playhouse, not the theater in Edgeville, but the theater I just left, because they've done a lot of really shady and malicious things to me, and I'm finally going to speak my mind. I've decided that I'm just going to, one of the things that my therapist is teaching me is to not, first of all, not think that everyone is out to get me, and second of all, to not hold things in, to speak my mind, to say what I want to say, to feel what I want to feel and what I need to feel. And one of the nicest things too was my ex, who is someone I do still care about, and someone I still consider a friend. He had to put his dog down recently, and he called me and shared me, how he felt, and how he felt the same way, like he had to kill her and things like that, but then he knew it was for the best. And he said you eventually, you never get over it, but you learn to accept it and move on past it. But he told me not to be afraid to grieve, and that was the biggest thing, was people didn't allow me to grieve for my mom, didn't allow me to grieve for my dad, didn't allow me to grieve for my brother. And now that I'm grieving for Charlie, it is really hard. Like, honestly, I don't want to do summer school. I need a break. I needed some Bradley time, but I know that I have to do summer school. I've got to pay back some of these, I got to pay back this IRS thing. I have to pay back somebody else. I have so much to do and to take care of. I got to pay off my car. It's almost $700 to get the guy. Luckily, he let me make payments and all of that kind of stuff. And I got to get, I'm still waiting on this paperwork with this guy about for my dad, for this probate court thing, so that I can find out about getting this residential credit to lower my taxes, and I might get some money back from that. I don't know on that yet, but anyway, and I do want to say, I'm not going to say their name, but I want to say thank you to someone who someone sent me a donation to get Charlie's ashes, and I thank you for that. I'm really happy that I'll be able to pick Charlie up on Tuesday. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put Charlie yet. I found out it's just a little plastic box they're in and all, so I want to get a nice urn. I want to go look at a nice urn, and I'm probably going to put a shelf up and put a picture of him, like have a picture of him laminated and put in a picture frame and put it up there of him and stuff like that. But I thank that person from the bottom of my heart. I know someone else offered, but that person has done a lot for me. So someone else who I absolutely love too sent me a donation to help pay for Charlie's ashes, to get them back. And guys, I don't want you to feel I'm begging for money, because I'm not. I work hard. I just have had a lot going on with the play, I couldn't have worked today. I went to work the day after Charlie died, and it was horrible. And right now, guys, I just don't have any joy in my heart. I just don't have any happiness or anything that's happy in my heart right now to be able to find that joy. And I had that joy a while back. But one of the biggest thing, I guess, in going to therapy was, hell, I didn't even know I was depressed. Now I know I am. And now I feel like my heart is absolutely ripped out. My soul is gone. Like, it's so hard to see Charlie's bed and he not be in it. It's so hard to not see Charlie laying in his favorite chair, in Gabe's chair when he's not there, or laying in his favorite spot, or Charlie laying next to me, or see Charlie sitting by the food bowl eating. All those memories of him, it's very hard to see that and to love him and to miss him so much. And I miss my mom and dad, and I'm trying to process their deaths. It's very, very difficult. I need to do it to heal, and my really good friend Whitney told me that tonight, that you have to process this stuff to heal, and you do. You have to cry, you have to let it out. And I feel like I was cheated from that a little bit because of that, and because of certain things. And so I feel like it's time now for that. So I'm going to grieve my dog, and people are saying, oh, he's just a dog. I don't care what people think. I'm going to grieve my dog. I'm going to grieve my mom. I'm going to grieve my brother, and I'm going to grieve my dad, and I'm going to grieve them all. I miss them so much, and I'm going to take care of Barkley so that when his owner comes home, Barkley can have a great reunion with his owner, because Barkley's really, really, really grieving his owner right now, and that's really sad. So I'm going to run by my neighbor's house real quick, because Barkley has a special toy that he loves that I left there, and so I'm going to get it for Barkley because I think it was very sad that he didn't have it, and he's been kind of mopey all day. So I want to go get this for him from my neighbor's house. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys where I'm at. Please pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Love you. Bye.